You start looking online at Zillow, at Redfin, you see these incredibly low prices. You might pop into an open house. Could that beautiful, perfect house really be $899,000? Today, I will share some thoughts about how to decipher those house prices you see in Berkeley, El Cerrito, Oakland, to get the answer to, is that house price for real? Yesterday, a client wrote to me and said, we found this very nice house. The location is good, close to the hill, yet walking distance to BART. It looks spacious, the price is attractive. What do you think? What do I think? I smell a rat. I start doing research. As a little background, the average price in the last 6 months in Berkeley was median value was 1.61 million, El Cerrito 1.38 million, Oakland 902,000. Again, though, when you see that, there are unicorns to be had, and I will help you understand how to spot those. First of all, as far as that rat that I smelled, I look at, does the house check all of the popular boxes that the most affluent people who have been making cash offers in the last year look for? That would be a house that is modernized, move-in ready. I don't want to do any work. It has curb appeal. Sometimes when, as a new buyer, they ask you, what do you want your friends to think when they arrive at your house? That's kind of what curb appeal is. Is the location incredible? What is the style? Mid-century modern has been very popular. The layout and flow are important. If a house doesn't have a standard layout that we all can comprehend as being what a house should feel like, those tend to sell for less. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths is probably the most popular. Bayview, I need not say more about that. In California, we love indoor-outdoor living. Yesterday, I saw a house that had a gigantic fixed window on the back of the house, screaming to be a patio door down to the garden in the back. Is it walkable? Is it in a good school district? Even if you don't have kids, it's a great investment to buy where the schools are good. Overall, what is the city like? How is it run? Is it growing in a positive way, or are things going downhill? This all can add up to the desired lifestyle. And as you see in the picture, being near a Trader Joe's or a Whole Food is always a bonus. Nowadays, people are saying, I don't want to maintain a pool. You might think a pool is desirable, not necessarily. We look at what is the house's condition. This was a fantastic fixer, all original in the Berkeley Hills. Had appliances from the 50s. It was a nice house with fantastic views, listed at $749 off of Grizzly Peak. You can imagine the views. It sold for 48% over asking. This was last fall for $1,105,000. A few months later, the house was totally redone. You might say reimagined. See that staircase there? That's the one you saw in the previous picture. It was listed at $1,180,000. It sold for $1.825 just a few months later, a 55% increase over that set price that the flippers had bought it for, and $720,000 higher than the last sale. What I had said to my client was, great foundation. They really could have bought it and made a few changes and had a great home. Now it's a fabulous home that someone who could afford $1.825 is enjoying. In addition to the house's potential, nowadays it is really important to look at the property's potential. California has made it easy to add ADUs in many areas to split lots into two that could ultimately become two different properties where you could sell one property. For example, this was a decrepit Victorian in Alameda. It had a field of dreams in the backyard with a very wide driveway. All I could do was look at the potential of that backyard. Some other examples here is a house in that little photo in the Claremont area of Berkeley. The house was good, the lot was great, with part of it zoned that a commercial building could have been built on it. If you see a multifamily with one vacant unit, the potential there could be to offset your rent, which is called house hacking. In addition to the aspects of the house, you want to look at how well is the house being marketed. Is it kind of sleepily there with an agent who's not local, who's not connected to a lot of other agents? Are they doing several open houses? You can take a look at Zillow, Redfin, and other sites like that, Realtor.com, to see how long has it been on the market, how many views, how many saves. Does it have a 3D tour online, videos? Things like that will get a house more visibility and more competition. Another factor, what's the story on the seller and the sale? Do they want a quick sale? Are they willing to take a lower price? Are they motivated to just get cash? They might take a cash offer over a higher non-cash offer. When a house is owner-occupied also, it makes it more difficult to show. There's usually fewer showings, and it takes a leap of faith for someone to buy it. Again, time on market. Has a house come back on the market? In that case, they're going to be eager to sell. If it's been, if it was in escrow for 2 weeks and now it's not, and it had been on the market before that for 2 weeks, lately, here in July 2022, we're seeing lots of price changes, price improvements, price corrections. What you'll never see is the phrase, new lower price, which is what they used to say. Now there's every kind of euphemism to say that. Something every realtor should do to help you is to do a report on recent comparable sales and try to decipher the condition of the houses in those sales, and also look at what the market was like then versus now. It's quite a difficult time to depend on a comp report when the market is changing so quickly due to the higher interest rates. Going back now to the question, is that price realistic? As you can see, it depends. Going back to that house that my client wrote to me about, I immediately knew that that was a low price to attract attention. They said it probably had a certain local famous architect who designed it. It was remodeled perfectly with Heath tiles, which you may know are made in Sausalito and are the creme de la creme of tiles. It has a beautiful mid-century style, indoor-outdoor living, a converted garage that could be a studio or work-at-home setup. It did have fewer bedrooms than are most popular, and no parkable garage for your Tesla. However, the listing agent reported that they're expecting 8 or more offers. This house is a winner, checking enough boxes that in this market, it is certain to go over $1 million, and I have some predictions that I don't wish to have on record on a recording, but you can message me to see if my price was right. I loved talking about buying strategy and understanding what a house might sell for depending on so many factors. Get in touch. Tell me your thoughts about pricing strategy. Ask your questions.